What's up, guys? And this is gonna be a very short live. Unfortunately, they just hit us with an unplanned load shedding, so we're probably gonna get load shedded like in a few minutes. So, but either ways, I thought this was quite an interesting subject to come up and talk about. There's been a lot of aliens, this, alien that, alien life. People are going to Mars, they're doing what and whatnot, and all those things. So, question: does the Bible support the idea of a other creatures or other beings being in other planets? Does the Bible support anything within that lane or within that arena? So I wanted to go back into certain texts that actually do show that there's a lot that the Bible tells us that people might not realize it's telling us. Okay, and so and I wanted we're just gonna go ahead and go on and do that. I'm gonna just show you those particular verses. And so and all these verses that I was kind of like thinking on, they do kind of their area of interest for me is how it's very easy to overlook them when they're actually addressing the very subject that people are actually coming back to. Now, for people that don't know also how to use reference Bibles, yes, you'll be shocked. People that do not know how to use reference Bibles. I think this particular subject might be helpful, or how we're going to delve into this subject might be also helpful. Uh, it'll be easier if I just bring this in here. How are we going to do it? You? Okay. Anyways, the mouse won't go in. So first of all, first verse that I want us to talk about is Isaiah, right? Now, how does Isaiah phrase itself? Ntando, are you from ACG? If you are, just excuse yourself, go wait for your papa to come. Okay. Um, let's open this Bible first. Ne? Here we are Bible people, our heads are not shut or closed to what the Bible says. If you know the hear truth, go over there, wait for Papa to pay you. You might be doing a good job elsewhere. Don't bother yourself being here. Now, Isaiah 48, right? What does it say? Listen to how it breaks down, and we'll get into the later part of it. It says, but Israel will be saved by the Lord with the everlasting salvation, right? And then it says, you will not be put to shame or humiliated to ages everlasting. For thus the Lord, for thus saith the Lord, who created the heavens, he is God. Okay, so he tells you who, and then he tells you what did he create? Who created the heavens? He is God. He formed the earth and fashioned it, right? He established it. Subject matter. It's a pointing out. It's like you're pointing out. This is what God has created. And he fashioned it to be empty, but formed it to be inhabited. So it was without, and then he had a plan to fill it. Note the narrative of Isaiah there. He put it out empty, but planned to fill it. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting direction that he's going on. So if the rest of the planets get my thinking here. If the rest of the planets are out there and they have creatures and whatnot, this is the place where he would tell us that there's this planet that he made out and he filled them with people. Because here we are getting the feel of something that it was created empty, but he planned to fill it. You see how the verse is answering the subject. Now, if we read further there, he planned that it should be inhabited. I am the Lord, and there is no other. Yeah, you can say that about planets that have capability to be inhabited. This is the earth, and there is no other. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. But notice the framing, how the verse frames the subject matter of emptiness and how the plan was there already in that emptiness, right? He says, I have not spoken in secret from a place in the land of darkness. I did not say to the descendants of Jacob, seek ye me in the wasteland. And notice, I didn't say seek me in the wasteland. I, the Lord, speak the truth. So God doesn't have plans for us to be going out there looking for whether there is life out there. I'm not saying don't go. He's not going to have us here so that we can be seeking out the wasteland. Do you get it? We don't have to be going out in planet God knows what in order to find out if there is life there. God has created this one, and this one was created to be inhabited. Do you see that verse? This verse is quite telling. Verse is quite telling, and it's quite telling because it points out the intentions of people to be busy. All right, I wanted to check if the audio was clear there. Right, the audio is clear. So that verse right there, it points out for you that the intention was it was made empty, but it then had plans to be filled. And God doesn't intend that we be there looking in the wasteland. God has no intention for us to be in Mars looking for whether there is people there. Simple, seek me. I didn't plan for the descendants to seek me in the wasteland. Okay. I'm just kind of like sticking it before people that are there busy teaching these ideas that are very funny. That's why when what's his name? Pastor who made the prophecy that you'll see alien life, I was like, why? Why is that even a subject? You know? Because now for those people that probably new to the faith, you see, like mostly when you use softwares like Bible Hub, there are these verses that are below here, cross-referencing and stuff like that. And you will see in cross-referencing, it puts Genesis 1. Now, quite interesting that it puts Genesis 1. And the reason why I say it's quite interesting is that if we go here, let's go back Genesis 1. And let's fill it up. Let's fill Genesis 1 up. Now remember, in the first one, he says, I have no intentions for people to be seeking out the wastelands, right? He says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So this alien life that you're talking about, it's either it's in the heavens or it's in the earth. There's two places. Okay. I don't know what version this is, the Berean version, Ravanava King James. Ravanava King James. So let's go back King James there. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and the earth. Now, subject matter comes into play. So the rest of the chapter is telling us where it's going to focus. The earth was without form and void. Already the subject matter of what God wants to focus on has been set in verse 2. So he begins in the beginning. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and the earth becomes the subject matter. So it becomes the subject matter telling you where the focus is. The focus is not whether maybe the aliens are coming. There is nobody coming. Only demons are coming. If anything comes, it's a demon. The earth was without form and void. So he tells us the state of this uninhabited state that it was in. Okay? Darkness was upon the face of the deep. He tells us all the conditions, the things that make it habitable or unpleasant. So darkness was upon the face of the deep. Now, and then it says, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And then it says, and God said, so God's intention, notice that there. Notice God's, so first, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth becomes the subject matter, was without form and void. So the subject matter of what we're about to focus in has been zeroed in. It's the earth, was without form and void, right? By the way, shout out to Tamara. I was doing this study with her. It was a study that she was very much interested in. I wish she was here to kind of like further this. Now, I think we might have to maybe extend it to tomorrow, because today we won't be able to, unless I'll be able to switch off this and then continue. But this laptop doesn't last more than 30 minutes now off the lights. And so note the language that's been used there, or the... Okay, just a second. Just give me a second. The reason why I wanted us to look at chapter number 1 is because chapter number 1 gives us... give me a few minutes. I didn't think I would... Yo. Yazi mawufuna into obvious nje. Yazi ulahleke nje ngathi you don't know what you're looking for. And so that verse there, it's very key. And the most key part is that first, the subject matter has been set. The earth is the focus. Okay? Then he tells us the uninhabitable state of the earth. The earth was without form and void. Darkness was upon the face of the deep. Where? Around the sky, around the universe? No, the earth. The earth was the one which was without form and void. It was the one that was uninhabitable. And the Spirit moved where? Did he move in this? No, he moved upon the face of the water. The subject matter has been zeroed in. Akuna reason yoguti, just like the first verse mentioned there. Okay? Just like the first verse mentioned there. Yo, manje. Okay. Just like the first version mentioned there, the first verse. I did not say to the descendants of Jacob, seek me in the wasteland. Unkulunkulu did not set us out here blindly. Go look to see if I'm there. He didn't tell us to go looking in dark places or in places where we don't know. He told us exactly what his subject matter. His subject matter was earth. They are busy running around the sky. They want to find life where. It's all these people that they are failing to make sense of salvation, where God made provision, came down here on earth to make provision for salvation. they run around looking for spiritualism wherever. They are all the same. The earth was without form and void. Subject matter, it's the earth. Okay? Let's go back there. The earth was without form and void. The spirit moved where? In the universe? No, upon the face of the deep. The face. This. Because you will have to explain for us, if there is other planets where other people are dwelling, what is God doing about the salvation of those places? Because remember, the Bible says all creation waits for the redemption of the sons. What about the sons in the other planets? Has God made a you see? But only when you don't have a salvation message, when you don't have a salvation plan, that is okay. It makes sense that there is life in other planets. Why? Because you are not concerned. There is no right? You're not concerned because there is no life out there, anyways. So why concern yourself? Yo, Jesus. Why concern yourself with that? So since they don't have a salvation idea in their narrative, it makes sense for them then that life would exist outside of Earth because their concern has never been Earth anyway. Now, go on. It says, and God said, let there be light. Now, if you go and you study the constellations and so forth and all these things, you will notice, Uguti, the way these things are framed, the focus is on Earth. Like the particular Earth, the what do you call it? Milky Way, which is where our planet is. If you look at the way everything is set out, Earth has the best position for life to exist. Earth has the best position because it's within this band. Earth exists right in the band where there is safety. Everything outside of that band, you can't live in that area. So all these other people that you are claiming have life outside of that band, by Tolapi, where are they getting it? Where do they get it? But remember, that happens when what? When people are starting to look outside. But today in Dabazala, the things down here are too difficult for them. He says, let there be light. God said, let there be light, and there was light. Okay, and light, we understand that light and life starts with light, right? Light is literally how you get life from planets, from plants and stuff like that. And God saw that the light was good. Now notice, he creates something, he sees it is good for the particular area he has created it for. So if light that God had created on the earth was good, how come then it could not support every other living planet? It is a mockery. So now you can see that there is an agenda. It is a mockery on God's creation. Load shedding. Hi, this load shedding was supposed to be at 10 o'clock. Now they moved it. Give me 2 minutes here. Give me 2 minutes. We'll go at this now. In the next 30 minutes. The next 30 minutes we'll wrap this one up. I don't understand how. How? I was shitty. So now I don't even know where I. Oh, that's not checkpoint. How? This one. Don't find my tripod. Anyway, right, my jar. Just give me a second. Let me lucky. All right, so let's continue with that one. Uh, let's continue with this one. So remember the interesting part of this chapter is that the way he frames it, the way the subject matter is being framed, it's made to look like God is reckless. And they start like this. In the especially all these atheists, their things start like this. They make it look like God could have done it differently and then put the blame on. Then they find a way to pin it on God. So in my view, this is the attempt that they have here. The attempt is to make God look reckless, as if God did a terrible job. Yo. So camera you F-log. Let me change the all right, man's okay. Am I in view? All right. So they make the goal here is to make God look irresponsible, make God look as if, why didn't God make it easier for the other planets? But if you check the way it goes out on this thing, the focus was set. Ne? Like I said, I had done this study with Tamara. I wish she was there with me to do this live so that we can unpack everything we were reading on this one. So first, notice he says, and the light, he saw that the light was good, and then God divided the light from the darkness. Notice the focus is still on earth. God divided the light so that now the time that we have here on earth is not the same with other places. And where the sun is placed, it is literally so in benefit to earth. So he made it so that earth was habitable. So he saw that the light was good. In other planets, it's not doing any good. Now they say that if the planet was a little bit closer to the sun, we would be burning up. If it was a little bit far away from the sun, we would be. If the planet was any less closer to that, we would be either on flames or otherwise. And so where God placed the planet was literally the best position he could have put us, because it made it possible for us to have the best position of light, basically. Then the verse goes on. God called the light day and the darkness night. Evening and the morning was the first day. The evening and the morning of where? Of the universe? No, the evening and the morning of the earth. So remember, the subject matter of this thing was set back here, right here. Right here. The earth was without form and void. The subject matter is earth here. The subject matter is earth. It's not whether there is life where there is a moon, there was a landing somewhere. Listen, which are landing, you only see them on videos. They happen in America. They don't know how to land in Africa. We are too poor. We have too much poverty in Africa, so they can't land here. Just in case you didn't know, the atmosphere of poverty. they are very much repelled by the atmosphere of poverty, and so they can't come down here. Basalan, it's a fraudulent idea. The goal of this whole alien life nonsense is to make God look reckless. That's the agenda, is to make God look reckless. How can God create such an environment for other planets? Now, if you are waiting for them to tell you, wait, you can wait. The same way when the Pan-Africanists came, we said the goal of this thing is to discredit the Bible. You remember how Abu Maponga started. How they started is they started nicely with us. I know Christians right, but Christian wrong here. Hey, Christian wrong. And we say, you see now, problem come. These ones are about to deny the Bible. Before you knew it, they started discrediting the Bible. No, how can, what kind of a God kills his own son? We're like, you see? So what's the goal of this thing? Like right now, if you look at in America, they have an entire political hearing for aliens. The government is confirming that there's been, I don't know any of you. You are not telling me the gospel. I know you are telling me something else. There's a goal, there's an agenda. Why do these aliens only land in America? They only land in America. So believer, you're gonna believe something from yesterday. Something that the Bible doesn't say anything about. Nothing. Zero, 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 zero. Okay. Bazalani, let's be careful. There is an agenda behind this entire alien nonsense. There is an agenda. The agenda is to make God look reckless in the way he created the heaven and the earth. They want to redefine it. How did Eve want to redefine it? She takes the existing information and twists it. First, they wanted us to agree that evolution can coexist with creation narrative. Now, wait, there is aliens, there are beings outside. What is the plan of salvation for those beings? If they don't need salvation, why do we need salvation? Do you see where the questions go? But if you read here, it is very clear. In the beginning, God created. In the beginning, you can't go before this beginning. This is the beginning that exists. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. These are the two subject matters. Where we are going to where we are. You're still planning vacation. You want to vacation in you want to vacation in Mars. The earth, and then he says, the earth was without form and void. The place where we are going, we are Gucci. Even though he has to revamp it, right? The heavens is still going to be revamped. We are very clear about that. But the place where we are was without form and void. Darkness was upon the face of the deep. It needed the Spirit of God to hover upon for the preparation of the creation thing. For God to create an inhabitable environment. And so the narrative focuses on earth, going all the way down. He creates the firmament. In the midst of the thing, he divides the waters and thingy, and God made the firmament and divided the waters. For what is all this centered around? Earth. The creation narrative is focused around earth. No other beings anywhere. Hakuna planet omuntu. Hakuna planet omuntu. They don't like the fear that they created with Mukovivi. They want to create another fear. The way they are investing on this alien nonsense. Go watch, like right now, just Google. Now just Google alien. When I was creating the thumbnail, I was like laughing. I was laughing because I was like, hey. All the articles, it's aliens, aliens, aliens. Harvard professor becomes the what? What's my network doing? Okay. I'm trying to determine All right, there we go. It's back. So you can see they are pushing this thing like no man's business. Last 4 hours updates. Last 2 hours, 2 days ago, what all this the Congress right now is meeting about people with the sickness. Hey, they scared all of us to nothing. Now, this thing is really refusing